Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to another episode of Bougie Bedouin. That's me, the Bougie Bedouin, where we talk about all things Islamic from a black perspective. This cat, that cat, muddy butt, get up out of here. Kick rocks, man. So I've been thinking about ways to, have an angle on this podcast, video vlog thing. It was suggested to me a while ago to start something. So here it is. I feel like I'm starting something now. I like to start with saying I am not a sheikh. I do not know anything. I do not know anything. I don't know a thing. I don't know a thing. There's nothing I can commit to say I know, except for that I know nothing. Alhamdulillah. So really, there are three main topics that I talk about. Having a sheikh, having a spouse, making dhikr. Them things are important, bro. If it ain't nothing else I can tell you, it's that. Like, those are the most important things to get you through life. Anything other than that is, man, it's a waste of time. I'm going to say that for real. Have a sheikh, have a spouse, and make dhikr. Those are the three things that'll keep you out of a lot of fitna. And in this time, that's what most of the stuff is. It's fitna, bruh. Like, man, like, everybody want to talk about who they wanted this and this type of dude, and alpha males and beta males and modern women. Bruh, none of that is anybody's business. We gonna touch on it and talk about it. And at the real time, like real life, bruh, it's not that serious in the grand scheme of things. Like, in reality, you need to be getting close to your Lord. You need to be getting close to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that's like some of the biggest problems. I know, particularly in the black community. I don't know about anybody else. I'm just saying, bruh, we got a bunch of rogue Muslims, rogue Muslimas, and just rogue sheikhs, like people who ain't really scholars like myself, who telling people what to do like myself. I talk to myself first. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Hey, you, don't be that guy. We can't lead ourselves. We can't be ones who's like, I ain't gonna listen to nobody. I don't trust nobody. To start it off, that's one of the biggest roadblocks. It's trust and patience. If we don't trust Islam, then we won't follow what the tenets say. If we don't trust anybody else, then it's hard to get married because we can't trust ourselves to be left to another person's protection. If we don't trust the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then we're going to have a hard time being a Muslim. Like, that's just period, point blank. We could say, oh, I only believe in Allah. I only believe in Allah. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if you don't know who he is, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you ain't trying to get close to him, you're going to have a rough time as a Muslim. Just period, point blank. It's hard to get to that understanding if you don't have a sheikh. Like, I'm going to be straight up. If you don't have a sheikh, it's rough. You can try, but I mean, these are not the golden ages of Islam where people were like 1, 2, 3 people removed from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like, you need guidance. You need guidance. I heard, who was that? Sheikh Saleh say, Allah preserve him. He was saying, we use even our GPS to go places that we know how to get to. We use GPS to go to our houses that we know how to get to like the back of our hands. Yet we won't follow the guidance of somebody to tell us about how to get to Allah and His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we have no knowledge. We have no roadmap. So, as I be saying, like, you can't just depend on Sahih Bukhari in the English translation thinking that's going to be your guidance. It doesn't work like that. There's context, there's usul, there's so many things that these things are based on. So there's that. And then there's the idea of getting married. Like, bruh, like, there's rules to this thing. You don't just do it how you want. And that's like what a lot of the fitna is now, because people want to get married or don't, or are trying to or not. And a lot of it's just like arble garble, because people are trying to fulfill the role of what it is. And that's a very important role. And even if you're not there, I know this is the West, we got two working parents, it's difficult, but we still try. Like, that's the intention. And the third thing is making the dhikr. Make dhikr, make dhikr, make dhikr often. Remember Allah a lot. It talks about it in the Quran. Remember Allah often. Remember Him often. Man, bruh, like, that's the most important. We can always send salawat on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and just remember Allah. Like that's bruh, it ain't no replacing that. Like that's what keeps you in tune. If you don't have a sheikh, it's hard to tell why it's important. Like you'll do it, but you're just kind of aimless. You're like, okay, do I do istighfar? Do I do this? Do I do that? And all of it is good, but you can't like nail something down that's just gonna make it stick for you, make it make sense. And that's how we start. And inshallah, we get through it together, you and me and you, me and y'all. Inshallah, everything works out fine. Shoot, I see you back on here when I have another one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Peace.